Cases in New York are skyrocketing and is now the focus for resources for the White House task force. And Tom Yamas is in Times Square this morning. Good morning, Tom. I know it's become a real hotbed there, right there in our city. Good morning.
Robin, good morning. New York City is now considered a high-risk area, and you can tell just by looking here at Times Square, so few people here in the crossroads of the world. This as there are new guidelines in place. Anybody who is in New York City being told if you left, you have to self-isolate for at least 14 days. This morning, a new timeline for America. The president hoping to ease some of the coronavirus restrictions and jumpstart the economy by April 12th, Easter Sunday, less than 3 weeks away.
What a great timeline this would be. Easter as our timeline, what a great timeline.
But the deadly virus is still spreading, and the nation's top expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, offering a different view.
That's really very flexible. We just had a conversation with the president in the Oval Office talking about, you can look at a date, but you got to be very flexible. And on a literally day by day and week by week basis, you need to evaluate the feasibility of what you're trying to do.
Health officials also alarmed at the infection rate in New York City, the epicenter of the pandemic in the U.S. 60% of the country's new cases come from right here. And now new guidelines for anyone who recently got out.
Everybody who was in New York should be self-quarantining for the next 14 days to ensure that the virus doesn't spread to others, no matter where they have gone, whether it's Florida, North Carolina, or out to far reaches of Long Island.
Governor Andrew Cuomo says he looks at stats every night and now believes the virus's peak in New York will be faster and higher than expected, saying hospitals without reinforcements may run out of critical supplies in 2 weeks.
FEMA says we're sending 400 ventilators. Really? What am I going to do with 400 ventilators when I need 30,000?
The White House pushing back, saying 4,000 ventilators are being delivered. I asked Governor Cuomo about the president's new timeline.
To President Trump, what would your message be about balancing the economy versus making sure this no longer spreads?
We have to be smarter about it. You can't sacrifice human life to get the stock market up.
And in Louisiana, which has one of the fastest infection rates in the world and the death toll is rising, the state's governor, Bell Edwards, is pleading with the federal government for more help, saying he's running out of time.
The trajectory that we're on is very problematic. The growth rate that we're seeing exceeds the capacity to deliver health care.
And this morning, we're also hearing about some of the lives lost. 34-year-old cancer survivor Jeff Kazarian of California tested positive for the virus after seeking treatment for pneumonia, spending 5 days on a ventilator before losing his battle.
He just had a lot of love and humor and could approach and talk to anybody.
And to give you a sense of how many doctors and volunteers are needed, overnight, NYU's medical school announcing any student who has accomplished and reached all their credits can graduate early so those doctors can get out of the medical school and get back to the front lines here in New York City, helping all those hospitals that right now, Robin, are in so need.
That's really telling, Tom. Thank you. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.